There's a part of the human brain that's hardwired to look at the stories we love and say, I want in. It's not just enough to watch, though. Eventually, the fan picks up a camera and says, the universe that I've been worshiping needs one more chapter. And nowhere has that compulsion burned brighter than in the world of Star Trek fan films. In the next 4 episodes, we will be diving into the best, the boldest, and the beautifully unhinged. And no, we're not covering Axanar because, unlike them, we'd like to finish our project without getting sued. We start with Star Trek of Gods and Men, directed by Tim Russ, featuring Nichelle Nichols, Walter Koenig, and a roster of Trek veterans who looked at a franchise that Paramount had shelved and said, the story's not over yet. And it proved one thing. The line between official and fan-made was never as solid as we thought. I was almost done. What the hell? This is Treknicity.
Welcome to Treknicity, a Star Trek podcast where we explore the Star Trek multiverse, one mission at a time. I'm your host, Patrick Murray, and joining me for a dive into Star Trek's greatest hits is the whole gang. Lars DeSenza, Kat Drake, and James Mottershead.
We're back, baby, yeah.
Yeah, we're all back from our missions. Woo!
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to say that I'm glad to be back, even though this has been a pain in the ass to get recording.
It's wonderful to have you back, Lars. Wonderful to have you back.
Oh, let's not do that.
Where's that
please.
button to come my computer again?
Yeah, that's when you get deleted.
Damn, I guess I'm being deleted, guys.
So,
Mm-hmm.
James, you've been relatively quiet. Still relatively quiet. Okay.
Oh, I think he's frozen.
No,
I haven't.
no.
I'm trying to restore some of the brain cells after what I watched through of what we're about to discuss, to be honest.
God.
You mean the sort of this episode? Yeah, because in this episode, we're reviewing the Tim Russ directed Trek Actor Pack toss episode mining movie known as Star Trek of Gods and Men from the pre-Alec Byrne days of 2007. And may Gary Mitchell have mercy on our souls.
Stop it. Oh, so we're jumping right in. Okay, fine.
Yep.
Let's talk about the cast. We have Nichelle Nichols returning as Uhura. Walter Koenig, of course, returning as our favorite Russian and his second best character, Chekhov. Alan Ruck returns as Captain John Harriman. Tim Russ directs and returns as Tuvok. Grace Lee Whitney returns as Janice Rand, and even Loris Montagna returns as Ston, the Vulcan who was cucking Spock back in Amok time.
Wow. That's impressive. I actually hope that they bring the character of Ston into Strange New Worlds. I would love to see that. Somebody to knock Spock down a peg or two.
I would rather watch Section 31 again.
Ow.
And in new roles are noted Trek alumni Garrett Wang, rhymes with Schlong, as not an ensign. Gary Graham as some dude. Chase Masterson as Green Leader. Ethan Phillips as Starbase 80 guy. Cirroc Lofton as Uhura Jr. and J.G. Hertzler as Discount Bartok. Love that. So this movie is packed with Trek people. There are even more ties to official Trek, but we have to cut this off somewhere because Lars wants more shorter episodes.
Yeah, that's fair. I do. Charlie X is back, and he's incel as ever. After Chekhov, Uhura, and Harriman arrive in time to watch him hop into the Guardian of Forever, we get treated to the discount mirror universe as everything has gone to shit, and Vulcan gets blowed up so JJ can steal it for his movie 2 years later. Chekhov is now a freedom fighter, and Uhura picked up to bring sloppy.
You should have read it earlier.
Oh, I read it earlier. Just saying it out loud is different. Only to
It's hearing the words.
Boom. Also, Tuvok is there since he directed this edition of Star Trek's Greatest Hits, or the spiritual sequel to Shades of Grey. Take your pick.
Patrick had too much fun writing this.
Yes, I'm sure he did. They mind meld their way into a plan to go back and deal with Charlie, who decided to kill Kirk's mom so the cast could glaze.
God damn it!
Oh, Patrick. Oh, I'm dying.
In the end, we get 1992 Space Battleground, which produces a better space confrontation than Picard Season 1 copy-paste fleet, plus discount Martok at his
We need to redo this.
Oh, no,
It's fine. Leave it in. Leave it in.
Then Gary Mitchell shows up to use the rest of his strange energies, and now post-incel Charlie hops back into the golf, the Guardian of Forever. What did you run out of energy to type all that out after that? With this thing?
I was trying to make it short. I have the long version if you want to go there.
No,
Well, you certainly made it snappy. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
thankfully, there's only 2 minutes of more of the movie. But the outtakes were fun.
At least the cast had fun.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, so we made nothing but jokes about this movie. Oh yeah, because it's of globs and meat.
Globs of meat.
globs of meat.
I mean, yep, we have of gobs of meat. Oh gods, it's mean. Oh glob the meme.
Oh, Glob the meme. That just sounds like the worst like Broadway adaptation ever.
Yeah. So let's start. Do we have anything positive to say about this movie?
The positive thing is that it's short. That's all. That's the only positive.
Feature length. What are you talking about?
It's an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's short.
Sure. I think it would have been good had it have been a short track.
40 minutes.
Possibly. Or 40 minutes.
Yeah.
An hour and a half was the longest 90 minutes of my entire life.
Oh, wait, actually, I have thought of one positive. If you're having trouble getting to sleep, just watch this.
Yeah, once you get over the insane camp, which I will say, the acting performances were generally solid from the main actors. Let's see here. My brain blanked on everybody. My brain just literally blanked on everybody. Nichelle and Walter, obviously, they were throwing out their solid stuff. Everybody else looked like they were having fun. J.G. Hertzler steals the show every time he's on screen. I mean, like, I didn't call him Discount Martok because he didn't think he was a good Martok, because it's basically Martok except in a hammier form.
Yeah, as James, I think, might have alluded to earlier, it was very much as if you ordered Martok off of Temu.
Again, yeah, I can't knock the actors, but it's like casting great people and giving them a script that wait a minute, who do we blame for? I forgot to look at who we blame for the script for this.
I'm pretty sure it was Tim Russ that wrote this as well.
Probably. Yeah, it
Sorry.
was probably
I think
Tim
Scott
Russ.
Conway was involved in the production of this as well. I don't know about, I don't remember if it was involved in the screenplay, but Sky Conway, I got a word for you. Oh,
Yeah.
When I catch you, Sky, can't wait. When I catch you, Sky, can't wait.
what is this? What is this? The WWE? Like Captain Insano. Ooh. Or that's
Ooh.
Randy Savage. Sorry.
I mean,
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, when I get
I'm coming
you,
for you.
Sky, can't wait. Ooh, I'm gonna make sure you snap into a Slim Jim.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, what really surprised me with this is the star-studded cast with it, and I genuinely took me aback because obviously this entire film. Well, I mean, I say lacked budget. It must it just blew the entire budget on the cast. But I was genuinely quite surprised at how many Trek alumni were present during this film and were willing to actually still own a credit for this film.
The fact that they were willing to have this on their acting credits, just being like, do I want to put this on here?
Oh, it was,
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on here.
I mean, yeah, I mean, Ethan Phillips, I think, out of all of them, considering he was only in it for about 2 minutes, probably the best.
30 seconds.
He should have easily got an Academy Award for that performance.
Join Starfleet, they said. Explore the universe, they said.
That
Proceeds to get killed.
But that set us up for. I was like, okay, I can actually get on board with this. And then obviously Charlie Evans appears, and there was just like, oh God, sweet heaven, why?
I want to say I'm pretty sure that Ethan Phillips would have done all his done his entire bit on day one. If they filmed, I'm sure they probably filmed all of the scenes, in different sections, because some of it was filmed at Vasquez Rocks here in Southern California. All of the bridge scenes, all of the Enterprise scenes were filmed at the now Trek official tour in Ticonderoga, New York, which is why, of course, you see James Cawley involved, because those were his actually recreated sets that now serve as the only official tour of the Enterprise sets.
Ah.
So I'm sure they all did them all together, but the thing is that I'm sure that they did like Ethan Phillips stuff all in one day. In fact, I'm pretty sure he was probably done by lunch.
Not even done by lunch. They probably brought him in at 7. He was done by 9.
Yeah, he grabbed his sandwich, he grabbed his McMuffin and left. Bye, guys.
He got a McGriddle and then just left.
Yeah, he
Walked in, one take, hit craft services, GTFO.
Pretty much.
Lucky bastard.
Oh, very lucky.
I
think the only reason Tuvok got killed off partway through is Tim Russ just didn't want to do this anymore. Yet he kept doing it.
I mean,
Tim Russ was just like, man, screw this, I'm going home.
There is
except he
only
did,
one
'cause he
positive
directed.
thing I can take away from this, right? Is this would actually give Babylon 5 a run for its money.
Okay.
In graphic quality.
James, what kind of
Babylon
crap are you
5 made
smoking,
better
James?
use of Walter Koenig. Let's just be clear there. Babylon 5 made much better use of Walter Koenig. Always. He did get his best draw on a little bit there. That was fun.
I would have liked to have seen the conversations after this movie came out, because there are so many different elements that I was thinking about while I was watching it. Now, the movie itself, when it was released in 3 parts. It was actually like a mini series, and it was and the movie itself, when you look at it, it's all in standard definition. Now, this movie came out in 2007. Okay, Enterprise as a series started in 2001, and it was already in HD. Okay, everything that pretty much came out after 2001 is in HD. So all I can imagine was they had all these damn mini camcorders with the little cassettes and doing ST. And there's there's a thing there's a shot where the dude walks onto the bridge, and I'm just like, what happened? Did somebody trip him? He was coming. Because what the hell happened? Like, I mean, you can't.
So,
You're just
one thing I did
the
notice.
production on this. The production values are so bad. And
One thing I did notice
Again, I'll give it some.
when they brought Uhura onto the bridge of the Enterprise M.
Oh,
as in,
yeah,
motherfucker, how many
the
Enterprise have
shot
they gone through?
The shot that they went through to get close up to her face, it looks like something you would see at like a frat party in 2002. It's not proper cinematography. It's like, oh, let me just squeeze right there.
Yeah.
Say
I
hi
will
from
say-
close up.
I will say she does have a really good skincare routine. We could tell that because they got the camera in really close.
You know what? I'm not going to say what popped into my head just then because we would get demonetized.
Oh boy.
Okay, so first of all, anybody watching this years down the road from when it releases, and if we are monetized at that point, it might make sense. But right now, it makes no sense because we're not monetized.
Yeah, I know, but it's a funny bit. It's a funny bit. Don't worry.
Oh, I see.
You're trying to be
well, you're
funny. I see.
I blew your joke. Oh, my apologies. Oh, how could I be so daft? Oh my goodness.
For those of you who require context in the audience, I accidentally blew one of Lars's jokes earlier, and now he's pissed off.
Speaking of blowing,
The plot holes, you say, huh? Plot holes. There's
Major plot hole.
they're so big, laddie. We can fly the Enterprise through them. Like, look, it's the giant space monster. No, that is just a hole in the plot.
maybe we can use it to get to maybe we can use it to get to another planet. Oh wait,
No.
sorry, that's Starfleet Academy.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Damn, already dunking on Starfleet Academy.
Oh, to be fair, that made that plot hole joke when they did the plot hole to the other planet in the finale. So, or penultimate episode. really.
Okay.
I mean, let's be honest. This film has more plot holes than a bar of Swiss cheese.
Yeah. Of course, the part of that is I think they tried to just cobble together as many things from the original series as they could physically fit in here. I mean,
You know,
I didn't make the Shades of Grey joke for nothing. It's like, hey, we can get stunned. Let's have him marry Uhura.
Yeah, let's have him marry Uhura and just completely cuck Spock.
well, let's talk
and
about
pop
that.
out Jake Sisko. And
Let-
pop out, and then have him pop out some grandkids or whatever.
I think there were many.
And then they
different
get
nods.
married at the end.
There were many different nods to the TOS era, and obviously the people who've produced and created it, right? This is
Mhm.
an alleged love letter to TOS, and I'm saying alleged because if I was on the receiving end of that love letter, I'd be like, yeah, sorry, return to sender, please, thank you.
James, I think you mistake the word love letter for a Dear John letter.
Why does this
I mean,
make me think
okay.
of George Takei at the William Shatner roast?
Genuine
This is-
comparison,
oh,
though,
sorry.
right? Genuine comparison in terms of audience feel. This gave me the same audience feel as the audience and producers watching Springtime for Hitler, right?
Timothy, calm thyself down.
Do you know what I mean? Though it's just like
Yeah.
you're that shocked, and you just sat for the whole 90 minutes going.
What?
No, look, if this film is a love letter,
And alleged. Let's try and bring us back to just a little speckle of decorum here, right? Rather
Yeah.
than-
there is no
Because-
decorum when it comes to this movie. This movie was atrocious. This is worse than Code of Honor and 4.5 Vulcans.
I
Put together.
would not go that far. I mean, quality-wise and plot-wise, yeah,
And
but
story.
to be fair, this is a fan production, and they're attempting to kind of give a love letter to everybody, to all the Toss cast and Glaze Kirk every chance they can get.
I would rather watch. I would rather watch Starfleet Academy episode 5 and pretend to enjoy it than watch this film again.
There goes the rage baiting. There
Yep.
it is. There's the rage.
Just mute this bitch. Let's go.
No. So okay. Look, I watched this twice. I watched it once at work and then I watched it afterwards because I wanted to make sure that the notes that I hit upon were as, I guess, I was trying to be as objective as possible. It's very difficult with this movie because, look, we're not like, I mean, like, if you put me in the same position, I may have made the same thing because at the time it's difficult to see what it's going to look like when it's done. And even then, going back, let's go back. It's almost 20 years that this movie came out. That it's, you just don't know what things are like. It was a whole different kettle of fish, especially for fan productions. Now, this was the first big one to kind of step out of the fan production shadow and do it with so many, I guess, alum of the family. But what I don't understand is that, given the fact that there were so many people in this movie that were literally in recent Star Trek at that point. I mean, Voyager had only been gone for a handful of years. So that Tim Russ and Cirroc Lofton and Ethan Phillips all had been on big sets, and even Gary Graham. He was largely freshly off of Enterprise. These were productions that they had all seen from both in front of the camera and behind the camera. So we had James Cawley from New Voyages. I mean, and then of course they were using his sets and everything. So it was like they had not heard of things like depth of field, and they had not heard of things like pulling focus, or I mean, the lighting was it was like they just put one giant ass light over them, and they were casting all these shadows to try to make it look like the original series. And I was like, come on, guys, what were you thinking?
Quick question.
I did notice.
What was your DOP? Like, seriously, did your director of photography signed off on this? And if so, did you not beat him with a stick afterwards? I would have ran him out of this freaking studio.
Wait a minute. Focus pulls. Wait a minute. When did we? Do you remember back, Lars, when we recorded the cat butt video?
Yes.
When was that?
That was 2012.
This is only 2007, and I came into it knowing how to do a dolly zoom, and I manually did one with cat butts.
Holding it.
With cat butts, I did dolly zooms.
So
I do want to mention something
I
that
had no
was
experience.
kind of funny. This entire film, it very heavily reminded me of like an early 2000s Power Rangers episode. Think Wild Force, Space Patrol Delta.
That's
all
way
those
past our time.
Well, earlier Power Rangers series. The entire film was pretty much shot like that, and they used a bunch of default After Effects, like special effects.
all I can say about this movie is go film something else. Jeez.
Oh well.
Go fuck yourself.
At least it can't go. To be fair, it's not the worst effort out there. They tried to do a lot of things. They didn't do any of them that well.
No, that's true.
It was a noble try at the very least. We can acknowledge that. Yeah, this is a passion project. I don't know what I don't know what Tim Russ was passionate for, but it was a passion project.
I would say it's more of a passion fruit project, but okay.
There is one positive note, and the only positive note I think I've got for the entire thing. It was kind of good, also kind of not. To actually see a little bit more of John Harriman's character. I mean, after seeing the acting, I wish we hadn't. But the actual the kind of background story of it, of him nearly resigning after the whole scene of what happened when Kirk died in Generations, that was a nice little
Well, he
nod.
should be hailed for that. You got rid of Kirk. Oh, fuck Shad.
Just to clarify for the listeners and the watchers, we are Star Trek fans, guys.
Yeah.
We are. We swear. We swear we're Star Trek fans. We swear.
We're not masking. We're not Star Wars fans masking as Trekkies here. Well, I am. But
Yeah, James has somehow infiltrated our camp. He's a massive Star Wars fan.
I think the problem for me here, right, is they had so many different things going on and pulled from so many different story arcs and characters and episodes of TOS. It's literally as though they went, "Oh well, I like that idea, I like that idea, I like that," and just go, right, yeah. Now let's all take some LSD and go and enjoy ourselves.
You know, I think they did.
And while they
I
were
think
doing
they
the LSD, they watched Shades of Grey.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Well,
look
no,
at
because Shades of Grey wasn't around by that point.
Yes,
Maybe
it
I
was. That was
Nope.
TNG episode season 2.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking the episode Shades of Grey. Oh,
yeah.
I was thinking of the 50 Shades.
Well, look,
No, that would be a Kirk-centric one.
Kirk. Okay,
That would.
yeah, I can tell you. Okay, I can truly understand why you came to that conclusion, because this quite literally fucked the fan film franchise.
Wait, it took everything we love about Star Trek, bundled it into a ball, proceeded to skull fuck it, and then just stomp it to death.
I thought that was J.J. Abrams. 2 years from that.
That's another fucker who is on my hit list. Fuck you, J.J. Abrams.
Right, moving
But
on.
also, I have one extra thing. I have one extra thing to say before I shut up.
Just
This
move
is
on.
not to do with any of this. This is not to do with any of this. It's just one extra thing that I have to say. Just one extra thing.
2 hours later.
I'm fairly certain the idea for this movie was they put ideas up on a dartboard and then they were just like high as shit on LSD or something, and they were just throwing darts at it. Just like, I wonder what this does.
You've basically done. I'm pretty sure I just went. Well, they just had all these ideas and then smashed them. You pretty much paraphrased my statement.
Yeah, but
from
mine was a
about
better
2 minutes.
analogy. Mine was better.
Anyway,
Mine was better.
anyway, should we move on?
Yeah.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
Ladies,
We all know women are better at this than yeah.
Move on.
Even
Move on.
women who think Section 31 are good
yeah,
Mm.
and hate episode 5 of Starfleet Academy, yeah.
please,
Yeah, we're going to take your advice.
for the love of Jeebus, please move on home.
Yeah. Move along home.
You know,
Okay.
I've got faith of the heart that will make it.
Lars, you know what clip to play.
You shall have no treaty, no vaccine, and no Lieutenant Yar.
Yeah,
I don't think there's really much more else for us to say at this point, right? None of us particularly liked it. So any
Yeah.
final thoughts before we wrap this shit show up?
Yeah. Again, I will always give them some credit that this is a fan film and you got people together and you made something. Did it work? Not really, but it was kind of fun seeing the action, and in a campy The Room type way, you could laugh at this and make jokes and write jokes like the evil let's see here. Gary distracts Charlie with himself crush, then nopes out to go get an Omega to pop the planet. How often do I get to write insane shit like that? And something
No,
about
that's
discount
true.
Martok having an orgasm.
Lars?
you know, all I can say is that at the end of the day, It was obviously a passion project for Tim Russ. It was his way of bringing a lot of Star Trek alum back together, which was a wonderful thing to do. I just feel like they really screwed the pooch on it, because at the end of things, it seems like almost like they weren't even going back and reviewing the stuff that they were doing right after they did it, because ultimately anybody would have looked at this on the timeline and went, oh geez, what have I done? What have I done?
What have we done?
Or they had 2 takes and that was it.
Maybe. I mean, look, there's only one Star Trek director that gets it in 2 takes, and that is the man himself. 2 takes, Frakes.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, again, we as Star Trek fans, I feel like they did the best they could with what they had. Unfortunately, they didn't have much. They obviously didn't have much. I think I just need to stop now before I start on a tirade.
Yeah, fair enough. Cat.
This movie sucks. The special effects sucked. The cast kind of sucked. Tim Russ needs to stay in front of the camera instead of behind it. Thank you.
Thanks, Cat. I mean, my only final thought here is I think they were all at an after party when they came up with this idea, and it was about 2 a.m. when they go, you know what would be really funny to do? Yeah, we should do this. We should totally do this.
Come on, bro. We should totally do this. Let's do this, bro.
And then you woke up the morning after realizing you'd signed contracts and you couldn't get the fuck out of it. Anyway, so that's it for the fan film of Gods and Men. Did we get it right? Did we miss anything? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let us know.
And please don't hate us too much. Thank you for joining us here on Treknicity, where we wonder as we wander through the Star Trek multiverse. I'm your host, Patrick.
I'm Lars.
I'm James.
I'm Kat.
Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Treknicity.com, as well as visiting all of our socials listed here, or find us on your favorite podcast service, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. If you have ideas for future episode subjects, please feel free to drop a comment in this video or DM us on any of our social media accounts. And please don't hunt us down, Tim Russ, and kick our ass for this.
We love you, Tim Russ.
No, we don't. We don't love you.
Oh, we don't. Hold on. That's a mistake. There's one person that gets to say that. Lars.
That's right, Garrett. Don't you forget it. As always, rock out. Witchy Spock out. We will see you next time.